what's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Canes Blog Live. Wednesday night, you got a doubleheader for the YouTube network. You got me starting at 7. I'm going to go for about an hour doing a solo show tonight. And then, of course, you got Canes Insight later tonight at 9 p.m. They got great guests, so you want to tune in for that as well. Lots to talk about. Thank God that the recruiting dead period is over. That ended on June 1st. You know, we have the cookout since then. And for the first time in 15 or 16 months, recruiting is back fully online. And there's actually stuff to talk about again during the offseason. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, lots to get to. There's, of course, the recruiting news. There's the 12-team playoff discussions that are being bounced around. So, you know, let's get into it. You know, throw me your questions as usual in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. Let's, get the conversation going. And yeah, so let's start with a little bit of recruiting news, some of the obvious stuff. Shamar Stewart obviously has been the pleasant surprise since the cookout and since recruiting has come back on. Shamar Stewart has not only really taken a liking to Miami, he has notched a couple of crystal ball predictions on 24/7 Sports to Miami. They're not super high, as far as confidence goes, because, they'll say low, medium, or high as far as how sure they are of their prediction. So they're a little low right now, but you got a couple in his favor, in Miami's favor. So, Shamar Stewart, arguably the number one recruit in the nation. Defensive end, edge rusher, which I wouldn't say we're depleted right now, but man, if you could land him, that would be massive. Because if we want to start competing with the big boys, you gotta land a guy like Shamar Stewart. You have to at some point. The last 2 years, we've done a much better job of that. We got Avante Williams 2 years ago. You got, or 2 recruiting cycles ago, rather. You got Leonard Taylor, James Williams in the next recruiting cycle, the one that, they just signed on. And those are 3 guys that normally would have escaped to the SEC, normally would have escaped to Ohio State or Clemson. But we got them here. We got them on campus. They're here. They're signed. And, those are the kind of guys that turn your program around, that take your program to the next level. Shamar Stewart could be the next guy like that. Now, he's not the only one in this class. There's a lot of guys like Wesley, Kamari Rogers. There's a lot of guys we need to land. But, man, Shamar Stewart, that would be a game changer. Because you got him and Ja'Cory Brown in this class. I mean, if I'm a recruit, I would have a hard time saying no as far as joining that class. So let me know what you guys think. Chug Mo Beer, what's going on, man? John, let's go. Canes Blog, another great show. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Chug Mo Beer's loyal as always. He's always on the chat. Not just my show, all the other U network shows. Sup, John, all's well. Sup, Caniacs. Let's go. Charles Brown, good show. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's get this channel to 1,000 subs. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. I'm little by little, every day getting a little closer, creeping towards that 1,000. Oh, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Canes Insight as well, because they're like literally a handful of subs short of 1,000. They're like at 980 something. So whenever you have a chance, take a quick second, hit the subscribe button for them as well. Sigmund, what's going on, man? Yeah, not much, man. We're just, as you guys are coming in, we're talking a little recruiting, a little Shamar Stewart, that he's been the pleasant surprise since recruiting has come back online. And not just he's shown interest, but he's also revisiting Miami. I think he's visited 3 times since recruiting has started on June 1st, which was only 9 days ago. So he came for the cookout. He came the next day as well. And then he is coming for another unofficial visit this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. The 11th through the 13th is a big weekend, by the way, for potential recruits. And it's about to get exciting, guys. It's about to get good. We're about to get a lot of blue chip guys on campus. Like I said, Shamar got a couple of crystal ball predictions to Miami. So that's always, again, I don't take those as gospel. Neither should you, because we've asked recruits on Flo's show, hey, what do you think of this crystal ball prediction to Miami? We were talking to, I forgot who. And he's like, I don't know where that came from. So, or no, he got a crystal ball to FSU or something, one of the linebackers we were talking to. So don't take him as gospel, but when 2 or 3 guys start thinking that's where he's heading towards, maybe there's something there. So we got that. Also, the 2 big decommitments from Georgia, I wanted to touch on this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I believe it was yesterday. The days are blurring together. Yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, or the day before, 2 big-time 5-star commits for the University of Georgia decommitted. And not only decommitted, one of them later that same day said that he is visiting Miami this coming weekend for that big weekend that a lot of recruits are coming down. So he will be here June 11th through the 13th, and that is Bear Alexander. He is, if not the #1 D tackle in the nation, he's up there. In fact, let me confirm his ranking. So, yeah, Bear Alexander is a 5-star D tackle. I've yet to do a deep dive as far as his highlights, but anytime a dude with 5 stars next to his name all of a sudden decommits from an SEC school and is interested in Miami, I'm all ears. We'll always take those. But let's see, Bear Alexander, defensive line. Let's see what his ranking is. I'm just curious. 6'3", 320. Wow, 6'3", 325, Fort Worth, Texas. #7 player in Texas, #30 overall in the nation, regardless of position. That is pretty insane. That's an elite prospect. I mean, that's a guy that's going to compete for starting playing time right away. Let's see, Charles Brown, what he has to say. Alexander, Kelly Stewart would be killer D-line. Yep. Yeah, man. Alexander, Nigel Lee Kelly, and Shamar Stewart. I mean, I feel sorry for quarterbacks in the Coastal Division. I mean, who can compete against that? And when we play, I want to say it's next year, or not this coming season, the following season, 2022, we start against Texas A&M in a home and home. I think it's like our second game of the season. So we play them in 2022, and I think we play them at home in either 2023 or 2024. If you want to start winning those huge non-conference games against SEC opponents, you got to start landing guys like this. That D-line would be just nasty. Nigel Lee, Kamari, Bear on campus at the same time unexpectedly, looking good for the home team. Absolutely, man. That's why I said earlier, as you guys were coming on, this June is about to get very exciting for the University of Miami. Very, very exciting. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. And, as the news comes in over the weekend, this is going to be fun. This reminds me, I hope this offseason turns into what the 98 or 99 off seasons were, which led to the dominant run from 2000 to 2003. I feel like this offseason has the potential to be special. Now, of course, it's not going to matter unless we win on the field. But again, I am one of those guys that I'm not one of these that's like, oh, give the coach 2 or 3 years. If we're not a title contender, let him go, move on to the next one. I'm not like that. I think it would be a mistake if Manny has an off season this year, like 8-4 or like 9-3, but it's kind of a disappointing 9-3. We lose all our big games or something like that. I think letting him go would be a mistake because he is laying down quite a foundation as far as blue chip talent. And he and his coaching staff are very, very, very serious about landing the best talent out there. So I don't know about you guys, but I think that would be a mistake unless it's just a disaster of a season. That's different. But if if they underperform just a little bit, I don't know. I think you gotta let it keep building and see where this goes. Now, if we have a good season, we win those 10 games that we're expecting them to win, we could end up with a top 5 class legitimately. John, when is Flo releasing the new board? I think if he hasn't already, he's doing it later this week. He just dropped the video yesterday, Javier. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. I think it was like sleeper recruits that people aren't very high on that he likes. I don't think it was his official new board, but he is dropping it soon. I'll have to ask him. But good question, though. James and Leonard Taylor trying to pull LeBron and build a super team, and Jake Garcia is an accomplice. Yeah, let's touch on that really quick. I've always been a Jake Garcia guy since the beginning. I've had to, Flo likes Jake Garcia. He's more of a TDD guy, but I've had to kind of, nudge him in that direction to get him to see, listen, yes, while he doesn't have TDD's arm talent, maybe he doesn't have his physical ability, Jake Garcia's leadership qualities, I think, are special. And I like what he's already bringing to the team. Not only what he showed in the spring game, coming off an injured ankle and basically not able to practice during the spring leading up to the game. I love what he's doing as far as recruiting. You can tell the dude knows how to talk to these recruits. He obviously knows how to relate to them. And man, I'm just it's hard to put into words how excited I am to have those guys, those three guys that you mentioned, Ocala Kane, on the team already, and they're trying to lure recruits in. One of the things, and you guys tell me your opinion, one of the things Flo and I were talking about on Sunday is, do you like the fact that the players in some cases are talking to the recruits more than the coaches are? I like it. Why not use the tools you have at your disposal, the guys that just signed on that are more excited than anyone to start their careers at UM? Why wouldn't you use that? If you have that tool at your disposal. That's just me. I don't know if people agree. So let's see. It's very exciting times. Let's see what else. I heard Nigel Lee Kelly is also coming back for an unofficial. I don't know if that was today or yesterday. Jacoby Spells put on his Twitter that he's going to be at UM tomorrow. So lots of visits. And also, I wanted to touch on the whole, as the chat goes filling up, I also wanted to touch on the 12-team playoff. It's more than rumors at this point. There are discussions of expanding to a 12-team playoff. Now, I'll be honest, I'm a little torn how I feel about it because I'm not sure what that could mean for the rest of the season. I'll give you an example. We're already at a 12-game regular season for every team, right? So you got 12 games. And then if you go, let's say you go all the way to the national championship. You got your playoff round, you got the national championship, and then you got your conference championship. That's 3 extra games. You're playing 15 games. You're almost playing an NFL season. Now, yes, some of these young men are on their way to playing on Sunday, so they got to prepare for that. I agree. But most of them, 80% of them, 70% of them, or 90 on some teams are not. Remember, these are student athletes. They got to, can they handle the grind of that long of a season? I don't know. Would they take away one of the regular season games? Because there's one game every year. Oh, and plus the bowl. Yeah. Well, plus bowl. Yeah. Their bowl game would be the playoff game, the playoff round. 15 games if you go all the way through. Would they take away that one game that everybody plays, just a cupcake opponent, the FAMUs and the Savannah States? Because I've always thought those games are kind of useless. That's just me. I know we pay those teams $600,000 or $800,000 or whatever to take an ass whooping by us as a tune-up game. And, they can use the money for their program. But, really, does it help? Do you really need that tune-up? Honestly, I don't know. 5 minutes, hit the like button. Let's see. Anthony Morales. There's a lot of big names on campus this weekend. Yes. I am. Yeah. As you can see, I'm having trouble finding. Also, it's been an insanely long day, so if I stumble on my words, I apologize. It's been crazy today at work. But let me ask you guys, who's of the guys visiting this weekend, who's the one that you think is going to surprise us, maybe like Shamar Stewart did? That, who's the guy that's going to be like all of a sudden getting all the crystal ball predictions and like, oh, I'm, super high on Miami, blah, blah, blah. I loved my time there. I got along with coaches. Who do you think is the one guy that's really going to jump off the page like, oh, I didn't expect him to start trending our way? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Already got an answer. Bear. I hope it's him. I hope it's him. Yeah. I still have his stats up on my other page here. Again, 6'3", 325, number 7 D lineman in the country, number 7 overall player in the state of Texas, which is saying something because Texas is no joke as far they do football pretty good in that state. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's only all they do over there. And nationally, he's number 30 on the 247 composite. Yeah, he's an animal. Bear or Rogers. I love where we're sitting with Kamari, so it wouldn't be too much of a shock if they're saying, oh yeah, Kamari Rogers is basically, it's basically a done deal. He's going to be a Cane. I also don't want to make that prediction for the young man. Let him take his visits, let him enjoy it. But I feel good where we are with Kamari, so that wouldn't be a shocker. But if all of a sudden we're trending in the right direction for the number 30 overall player in the country in Bear Alexander, plus the number 1 overall player in Shamar Stewart, oh boy. Javier Fernandez, 16 team is better. 2A can do it. 2A, so why can't we do it at this level? Yeah, so by 2A, he means now what they refer to as FCS. I've always called it Division 2, Division 3. Yeah, they've always had a football playoff. And I believe Division 2, whichever one North Dakota State plays in, that one, they just had their playoff like a month ago. And it was kind of fun to watch. Honestly, I've always, whenever that playoff is on, usually it's like around the holidays or something, I always tune in. It's fun to watch. Most of those guys, 99% of those guys aren't going to play at the next level, but it's fun football to watch. It's high stakes because it's a playoff, and they've always done it that way. And that's always been the argument. If they do it, why doesn't Division I do it? Money, that's why. It probably wasn't in their best financial interest for the NCAA to do it before, but maybe now it is. So, money rules all, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. I don't know. I think they make a lot of money from the bowl games, and so they didn't want to mess that up. That probably is why. But bowl games are starting to become glorified exhibition games, which sucks because I used to love bowl season. Now it's like half the guys are sitting out. Taylor and Bear inside, Stewart and Kelly outside. Oh boy, man, you are. These are good fantasies you're giving me right now, man. These are, man. I was, and I'm going to do this soon. I'm going to write out what the starting lineup is. That, you know what, that could be a fun episode to do with Flo. What the starting lineup on defense and offense could look like next year, 2022 or 2023. I've been wanting to do that in a solo video months ago. But you know what? That could be a fun thing to do live with Flo. I'm glad I had that idea just now. But yeah, Taylor, man, Leonard Taylor and Bear Alexander on the inside and Jess Simpson coaching them. Can you imagine we get him to stay one more year? Now you're competing with the Bamas. That's the talent you need if you want to compete with the big boys. If you want any shot in hell at beating a team like that, that's the kind of talent you need on your side. They can use the bowls as sites for playoffs. Yeah, man. There's a lot of scenarios I've played in my head of how they can do it. I've always liked the bowl games can be like the first round. It could be like March Madness, kind of like that kind of thing. Each bowl game kicks off the tournament. And then every year, every week, you have the next round. But I really believe you would have to shorten the regular season, which, how much do you shorten it? That's the other thing. Because the regular season used to be 11 games. I always grew up, it was an 11-game season. When we won the national championship in 2001, it was 11-0, and then we won the Rose Bowl. And that was it. You played 12 games. There was no conference championship game. There was none of that. So, yeah, I would like to continue the cupcake games, but I think you should play your side and conference championship. 10-game regular season and championship, then playoff. So, Charles, you think you should basically eliminate non-conference games and just play the teams in your conference? I'm not opposed to that idea, or maybe just playing like one big non-conference game and that's it instead of like 4. I'm not opposed to that idea because that was bounced around during the COVID year. Like, oh, do we just play within conference so there's less traveling because it's all regional? So just a 10-game regular season and championship. Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea because then you knock off a couple of games. They're rested and they can go through a 4-round playoff or whatever. Yes. Okay. That is what you meant. Randy, great. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. What's good, Kane? Hey, what's good, Norman? How's it going, man? My boy, Max, what's going on, man? You know what? I got lucky. They haven't asked me any difficult questions, so I haven't needed you yet. But since you're on the chat now, Max, let me ask the chat grew a little bit since I asked this. Who do you guys think is going to be the next surprise as far as, because Shamar was the first surprise as far as like who all of a sudden is trending in our direction that we didn't see coming. Now, after this weekend of visits, because this is probably the biggest weekend in the month for official, or no, they're mostly, are they official or unofficial? I don't know. A lot of people are visiting 11th through the 13th. Who do you guys think will be the surprise, like the Shamar of this weekend? Bear Alexander, maybe? Maybe, maybe Jacoby Spell. Well, Jacoby, we're kind of trending well for him, but maybe we get a commit, like an official commit. I don't know. Omar Graham Jr., maybe. I really like Omar. A lot of people have said he needs a little bit of work in the passing game, which is fine, but we need some help in the run stopping game, and he can give you that. So I wouldn't be opposed to landing him. He's definitely a take. It gives smaller schools an opportunity, which can change the program. Yes, glad you brought that up, Javier, because there's some programs that, they're just stuck in obscurity. Like, I'll give you an example, the Vanderbilts of the world, that they're just forever, just condemned to the bottom of a conference. But if they just have that, one magical season where they win 9 or 10 games, maybe that playoff appearance for them really changes that program and has a lasting effect. And it wasn't just one Cinderella season and they go back to 5 and 7 every year. So yeah, I agree with you. Isaiah Horton. That's an interesting one because Isaiah Horton has been trending to go to University of Florida, or to choose University of Florida. Him and Jaden Gibson. Out of the people visiting this weekend, I'm going to go with Falenta Carswell. Interesting. That's a name that's been popping up more lately. I got to do my homework on him. But you know what? Let me type him in right now. I'm Googling during the show. Yes, I am. I don't care. Falenta Carswell, 247. Okay, well, that's loading. Javier saying, what's up, Max? So Falenta Carswell, so you guys know he's an offensive lineman. I know that. Insane size. 6'7", 275. With that height, I'm guessing he's projected more as a tackle. He's listed as a tackle. That's a dude that all of a sudden wanted to visit, and I've heard good things about him. We're going to get a lot of visits in particular for really good, like under the radar offensive linemen. I don't think some of them are going to be under the radar for long, like Daughtry Richardson, for example. Ogbo, that's another one. Yes. Ogbo, Can Williams, Richardson. I would love that trio. And I think we're in a good spot. I'm not going to say we're going to land all of them. That would be amazing, but we're in a good spot for all of them. Those guys are just pure size and power, just bulldozers that you can line up at guard. And then, of course, you got the Armellos of the world. But yeah, so Anthony's thinking Ogbo. Let's see who else. But yeah, Philette Carswell, that's an interesting one. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh, Max, thank you very much. Hit that like button. Again, I think encroaching. I think it means approaching 1,000 subs. But thank you. Thank you, Max. Now that there's more on the chat, I'll say this again. If you have not subscribed to Canes Insight, which of course is right after me at 9 p.m. Eastern, you have Brad Tejeda and you have Chris. They go over, they have a guest on. They have multiple guests on sometimes every week. They're going to have good guests tonight. They are at like 986 or something. They're closer to 1,000 than I am actually. So, when you hit subscribe for me, also hit subscribe for them because they'll probably hit it tonight. So, and Max and Steve are also on that channel. I don't think we get Armella. I'm like, this is what I think. Flo told me this on Sunday, I believe. Or no, it was Max. It was Max last week. He told me that we're like a 20-25% chance at Armella, but so are a lot of other teams. It's not like we're 25 and some other team is 75. No. Everyone's like at a 20-25% chance to grab Armella. I've said this before. If we get like Williams, Ogbo, a few of those animals, and we get those on our team, I would be very happy. Richardson, I mean those guys. If we get them, I'd be very happy. But if we get Armella, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be losing my mind. That would be like the cherry on top of the sundae. But if we don't get him, I'm not too broken up about it. But yeah, I think we still have an okay shot at him. I think we're in the running. We're going to be one of the final hats at the end, but I think Armella's going to take it all the way to the end. And I think because he goes to St. Thomas Aquinas, he can't enroll early anyway, so there's no reason for him to come in now. He's enjoying all the whining and dining right now. Isaiah Bond going to decommit this weekend from Florida. Do we take him? What do you all think about that? You guys all think Isaiah Bond's going to decommit? If he does, yeah, he's a take. Yeah. Oh, Quan Lee and him, that speed, that's nice. That's nice. Pair those two guys with Ibieta or Gibson for some size. I'd be very happy with that. Yes, please, Jamar, let us know who said that. Where did you see that anywhere, or that's just a feeling or a prediction you have? Let us know. Jose Alvarez, he gets along great with Ish. He does, and I mean a lot of recruits do. Ish is just an animal on the recruiting trail. He is just an animal. So he's got a great relationship with a lot of dudes. This is why I was excited to get him and T-Rob and all these guys and DVD and keep DVD on the staff, because we are in the running for literally everyone. Do we have a better chance at some than others? Yes. Now there's the few, like Kenyatta Jackson, for example. He's not coming here. If you guys saw what's been thrown out there about him, I mean, he's said some stuff on an IG live about Miami, and let's just say he's very likely not coming here. And I don't think he's a take because of what he said. Sean, what's going on, man? There was a kid under the radar today that Kane Sport talked about, like 6'7". Yeah, I believe that's the dude that Max was talking about, Sean. Philette Carswell. Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, we really love those 6'6", 6'7" tackles. I've noticed. Which is great. We need that size. We need to recruit in the state of Florida and other states, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, not just because this is one of those weird years where the skill position talent in particular is not what it usually is in Florida. It's not as loaded. But I think it's recruiting. We have to become more of a national brand, like your Notre Dames and your I hate having to give them props, but it's true. Your Notre Dames, your Ohio States, your Alabama, they recruit everywhere. They recruit in their state, but they also come and cherry pick the best 3 or 4 dudes from South Florida, the best dude from Texas. You have to be doing a little bit of that to some extent. Ja'Cory Brown has said it's up to mom, and she will be in town with him, I believe. For Isaiah Bond. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Hey, mom is definitely a deciding factor. Make no mistake about it. With some kids more than others, but mom's a deciding factor. I think if I have this correct, she prefer that he stays at home. I'm not sure if that's Bond or Gibson that I'm thinking of. I think it's Bond. It's one of these receivers that's either interested in UF or is a commit. I think it's Bond. Yeah, so we'll see. Mom, if I have the right kid, mom wants him to stay home. So you never know. Recruiting's a fluid thing. What if Nasty comes back and everyone takes the next step to be better players? The DNs are going to battle for playing time, and I think we need 3 DNs in this class. When you say you mean Nasty Nesta Solvera? Everyone does have the extra year of eligibility, but Nesta's already a senior. I don't see him coming back for a 5th year unless he gets banged up or something and misses some time. Then he might do it. But I don't see if Nesta has the year we're all expecting, I don't see him coming back for a 5th year. If he does, that'd be insane. But we're getting close to that. We're one great recruiting class away from being in that mode where we're just reloading. We're like a year, maybe 2 away from just reload. We're not worried about, oh, who's going to stay? That guy can't leave too early because then we're depleted. We're not quite Nesta. Okay, yes. We're not quite there yet. We're like 2 recruiting classes into, stacking that depth. And I think we're there at safety as far as just layers of depth. We're there at tight end. We're there at running back. Could be there at receiver very soon. Could be there at D tackle very soon with who we might bring in. Yeah, man, but we got a ways to go though. We're not quite there at O-line because we've had a couple of injuries, and now all of a sudden we had to take that transfer to fill that spot. So we're not quite there yet where we have layers and layers of depth, quality depth at every position. We have it at some. Well, I think we're 2 recruiting classes away. My boy Flo would confirm that. What's up, man? I know he's probably on his ride home. He's listening in the car. Demetrius, what's up, Miami Flo? Nesta. Okay, Terry Hanley says, Wilson and Kelly visited today. My feeling with Wilson was that it was just for show. I think Kelly, we have a real shot at. Wilson and Kelly. Yeah, Kamari Wilson, it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. Let's just say that. It's going to be an uphill battle for Kamari Wilson. The favorite right now to land him is Georgia. But Georgia has had some decommits. So, and, take that how you want to take it. They've had 2 5-star decommits. None of them are safeties. One is an athlete. He plays, I think, receiver and corner, or receiver in some DB position. And the other dude is a defensive tackle. So, I don't know. I don't know what's happening there all of a sudden. But Kamari Wilson, I would say, this is just me, I would put it like a 10% chance, 8% chance maybe we land Kamari Wilson, probably even less than that. We're not out of the running completely. I mean, our hat probably will be on the table that day. But I don't think, I doubt we're landing him. But you never know. I've been surprised the last couple of years with other guys. Nigel Lee Kelly, I feel really good about. Let's just say that. Nesta going to ball out this year under Simpson and go to the NFL. Yep, I agree. He's going to be at least a 4th round pick, Nesta, at least. If he really balls out, I mean, he showed some real flashes last year where he's just, I mean, his bull rush move is one of the best in the country, in my opinion. But if he can add some other tools to his repertoire, a couple other arrows in his quiver that he can pull out, like a little spin move or something. And if he could develop those moves, he could be as high as like a late 2nd, early 3rd. I would put that as his ceiling just because his size is not ideal for the NFL. He's not the tallest guy in the world. I think he's like 6'2", but he's quick. If he can develop those hands, I know Wholesome this D-line is his forte. You could probably do a full breakdown on him right now, but I'm thinking his ceiling is like late 2nd, early 3rd. The floor is like late fourth. I think Nesta is going to have a very good season, and he's going pro. Yes, QB we're very deep at. That's true. I forgot about the most important position. Yeah, we're definitely stacking some serious blue chip talent there with De'Ara King. Just in the last 2 years, you got De'Ara King as a transfer. You got TVD as a recruit. You got Jake Garcia as a recruit, which, if you remember, people thought Jake Garcia, oh, yeah, I mean, it would be great if we land him, but probably he's going to USC. We didn't think we were going to land him either. So that's why I say, while I say we're probably not getting Kamari, I say probably. You never know. 3 months from now, he might get 3 crystal balls to Miami. You never know. So you got those 3, and then you just got Ja'Cory Brown. You got King, TVD, Garcia, and Brown. That is what the big boys do. It's 1 4 or 5 star QB after the other. That's where you got to start. So at the most important position, we got depth. So if somebody transfers, no big deal. You got 3 other guys. What's up, Robin? How you doing? We're deep. Good point, sir. Thank you for that. My co-host. Yes, very deep in the coaching staff, which a lot of people don't think about as a position. You got nowadays with the big programs hiring former head coaches as analysts, you got to have layers of depth in the coaching staff, because with the way recruiting is nowadays, it's a 24/7 thing. It is not what it was 15, 20 years ago. Where you're making your announcement, where you're, like your junior year, like junior year used to be early. Like you used to announce where you were going, your commitment, your senior year, and then they were working on the next class. Now they're working on dudes that are freshmen in high school right now. It is a 24/7 thing, 365. And then on top of that, you got to develop players. And then you got to, make sure they're in the classroom, and you got to make sure they're hitting the weights. And people don't realize that staff there. It's a 24/7 job they have, even now in the offseason. I got faith in Coach Packey. If he can teach some fundamentals, our linebackers got the talent to make our defense bite. From what I'm hearing, from what I've heard over the past 6 months or so, Packey kind of got lumped in with the whole Blake Baker, Banda, situation, disaster that was, whatever you want to call it. He kind of got lumped in with that and took a lot of criticism because the linebackers were performing. But other factors. One, we didn't exactly have amazing talent at linebacker, number one. Sorry, but it's true. We don't. There ain't no first or second rounders there right now. And what else? And yeah, it was just the scheme was not working, and we just didn't have depth. So a lot was working against Coach Packey. I think this year with Corey Flagg and whoever we bring in as a transfer, because mark my words, we are bringing in a transfer linebacker at some point. And whoever, we can land in the recruiting trail. I think Coach Packey's going to have a chance to prove himself this year. I think that the linebackers will take a step forward. Will it be a huge step forward? Probably not, because that's one where we're still like at step one as far as building layers of talent. We need time at linebacker. You need like 2 years, maybe 3. Let's see, Wesley, Rogers, Graves, Spells, and Shamar. Yep. List of 5 ideal recruits. Yeah. That's assuming, of course, you still have Ja'Cory. So Ja'Cory plus Wesley, Rogers, Graves, Spells, and Shamar. Woo! Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. I like that 5 flow. Me too. If you give me that 6, so these 5 plus Ja'Cory Brown, I'm good with whoever else you get. I got faith in the coaching staff. Go get whoever you want, but give me those 5. That would be insane. Thank you. JMar1, thank you. A good and great college changes a lot of things. A good to great college changes a lot of things. Yep. Ogbo. Flo, I think Jose is asking you about Ogbo if you put him in your 5. If you know what, let me make my 5. Because I think that's what Jose was asking. He was probably asking also for me to give my 5. I would say, of guys we haven't gotten yet, so not including Ja'Cory, Wesley and Rogers for sure. Shamar for sure, and Spells. I really like Graves, but man, I would switch out if this is an order of priority. I would maybe switch out Graves and put in Cam Williams, that massive offensive lineman. I think he's the kind of dude that he just plays. He's one of those dudes that, he's blocking, like, he doesn't stop blocking until the whistle. He will block. There's highlights of him blocking dudes into the bench, just throwing them out of bounds. Like, that's the type of mean streak we have been missing on this O-line for a very long time. And Hood is another one. I just, Cam Williams' size, something about him just, oh my God, we need that dude. But I like Jacob Hood too. If I had to make a top 10, Hood is there. Ogbo's probably there. I'd like a few more. I can only pick 5. Yeah. My ideal 5 is Wesley Stewart, Earl Little Jr. Yeah. Earl's blue chip, that's for sure. Jones Jr. and Rogers. I went with guys that I really think we have a good chance at getting. I think I went more of like the realistic route. I could go fantasy route and tell you Kamari Wilson, Earl Little Jr., and all those guys, but Armella. It's hard to narrow it to 5. Bring me the Bear and Hood. That's some serious beef right there. Who's that monster D lineman from Georgia? That's Bear Alexander. That's the one that Terry's talking about. Bear Alexander. 6'3", 325, and that boy hasn't even started his senior year of high school yet. That is just insane. Bergie. What's up, Bergie? Just walked in the door. No problem, man. Sit down. Join us. We're talking, we're just talking some recruiting, some of the guys that you like that are visiting. Who you guys think is going to be a surprise? A lot like Shamar was last week that, wasn't expecting him to get into crystal balls to Miami. I think it might be Bear Alexander. That would be awesome. But let me know who you guys think. Also, the 12-team playoff, that whole thing that over the next few weeks, it could be decided if they're going to move towards that, expanding the playoff, which I think is inevitable. So let me know what you guys think about that, how they can make it work. Again, I'm on the fence about 12 teams. I think 8 is an ideal expansion for now. But that's just me. My top 5, Armella, Earl Little Jr., Bear, Hood, and Bassane. So Armella, Earl, Bear, Hood, and Wesley. I like that 5. I love that 5. No running back this year. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're taking a running back this year because, that was basically Cody Brown. We used that spot. We counted it forward to 2021 so we can, use him this year. So he's going to be available to play right away. But, yeah, we would have taken one running back anyways, I think. Surprise crystal ball. Yes, that is my question. Who do you guys think is going to be the surprise crystal ball coming out of this weekend? Because there's going to be a few. This is a big recruiting weekend for Miami. Probably the biggest until the Paradise Camp. This is going to be the biggest of the year so far. This coming class, I'd like to see Shamar, Wesley, and Armella, but I really believe we need a solid season to land all 3. I agree. You don't land all 3 unless you win 10 games, in my opinion. I don't think I don't think you land all 3. Shamar's the number 1 overall guy in the country, arguably. But he's really liking Miami, so I think, when a kid just falls in love with a school, he falls in love with the school. It's just, it's a done deal. You don't necessarily have to have an amazing year to land him. Look, Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson was going to be a Cane no matter what. It didn't matter. We were 6-6 the year before we got him. Wesley. You got to win 10 games to land Armella, in my opinion. Wesley, you just can't have a bad season, in my opinion. I think you could have like a 9-win season and still land him. 8, you're playing with fire. But you could have a 9-3 season and still land Armella, in my opinion. And maybe Shamar. I think he's liking us that much. Armella, no, you got to win. He wants to go to a winner. He's 2024. Who are we talking about? No Mark Fletcher. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's 2024. Randy Noel. Garcia will shine this weekend. He was a great recruiter. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, man. Garcia. Yeah, I really like what he's doing. He's really showing me those special leadership qualities that some of the great QBs of old, when we were quarterback U, is showing. Yes, he doesn't have the physical talent, like the arm talent or anything like that, or the size that TBD has, but he has this. I think that's the advantage he has over TBD. But that's just me. Berg, I think the thing about Shamar, that's the thing about Shamar that's interesting. I really think we have a better shot at him than Wesley. I mean, tell me why you think so, because I think we got a good shot at Wesley too. I think he likes us also. But yeah, you could be right. The way it looks right now, Shamar is really liking us. He's visiting a third time in 9 days, which is crazy. The #1 recruit. I don't know who's doing the job of getting him here. If it's Jakuri or Jake, or who's talking to him. If the coach, if the coaches are, obviously they're talking to him. But great job for whoever's wooing him the last few days. Kamari, are you talking Kamari Wilson or Rogers, Flo? Let me know. Talk to me, Flo. So yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, we just hit. I just hit 60 on the chat, and then it fell below to 55. So for a second, I was at 60. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Hit the like button if you have not already. I'm not on the YouTube page, so I can't see how many likes I have. But please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Kamari Wilson is coming to Miami. From your lips to God's ears, my friend. I hope so. Any chance we get Traquan Fagans? Good question, Norman. I think we got a really good shot at Traquan. He was quoted in saying that he's really taken a liking and developed a relationship to DVD and T-Rob. So he's got a good rapport with those guys, which is great. T-Rob, yep, right there. T-Rob makes a huge difference. Yes, he does. As specifically a DB. That's why I'm saying Kamari Wilson, you're a guy like that, you're never out of it. Because when T-Rob's on your staff, you always have a chance. And the combination of T-Rob and DVD is looking good. So, yep, so is DVD. He's money. Completely agree. I'm probably going to be on for like 12 more minutes, guys. I wasn't going to do a super long show today. Just wanted to discuss some stuff. Just rant about my Canes for an hour. That's my point, John. He's already making a third visit. When at first we were shocked that he even came to the barbecue at all. Because it's the barbecue, I wasn't shocked that he came, but I am a little surprised of how much he's liking Miami. So, yeah, Bergie, after thinking about it out loud, yeah, you could be right. We might have a better shot at Shamar than Wesley right now, which I would love both because we need Wesley at linebacker. But man, Shamar, we land him. That would kind of make it okay. That'd be a nice consolation prize if we don't get Wesley. DVD is a bad man. Yes, he is. Wholesome is signing with Miami. That would be cool. Can you imagine Wholesome coaching at Miami one day? That'd be dope. I would love that. Facts, Anthony Morales. Let's see who else. Let's see who I miss. Garcia's pockets with cash. Let's refrain. We don't want the NCAA's magnifying glass on us, please. Let's refrain from those comments. Thanks, Randy Noel. Thanks for the info. Let's see. Oh, but I don't think I finished this thought. Back to Traquan Fagans. To answer your question, yes, I do think we have a chance at him. You land him, Jacoby Spells, and Kamari Rogers. Those three, I think we're in the best position for. You land those three corners. All three of those guys are blue chip. They are blue chip. No projects in that group. Those guys are all going to get playing time as freshmen. That's how good they all are. I'm saying it right now. I don't like to make those proclamations so early, but there's certain guys that you see just special ability. Washington is a legacy, no? You're talking about Robbie Washington, who I think committed. If you're talking Robbie Washington, did he sign or he committed? Because I think he's the 2023 class. And if you guys are wondering, if you remember this dude, that's Bobby Washington's son. Bobby Washington was a sorry, I have ADD. Wholesome one of the U. Let's get that hashtag going. Oh my God, what was I saying? Yes, Bobby Washington, his son, Robbie Washington, committed to Miami for 2023, so he's for the next class. And it's funny, like 2 days later, he's already taken a picture with Nick Saban because they offered him, which is hilarious. But yeah, if he's anything like his dad was, Bobby Washington was a stud. He was a 5-star running back. Unfortunately, because of I think there was some off the field stuff or whatever, he didn't end up coming to Miami. I think he went to NC State for a little bit. But talent, oh my God, he was a beast. That was an insane recruiting class in 04. If go back, and when you have a chance, go back and look at that 04 recruiting class. At the time, a lot of 5-stars. Legendary. Yeah, man. Yeah, Javier, if you're around my age or older, you remember this is when early 2000s when Larry Coker was just cherry picking whatever 5-star he wanted. Did we develop them? No, that's a different story. But we were getting so many 5-stars back then. Him, Lance Leggett, Ryan Moore, freaking Reggie Youngblood, Kyle Wright, Kenny Phillips. It was stupid. Leon Williams. Facts. Robinson was a stud. Yep. If Singletary wants to commit, John, tell him about the 19th. Oh, yes. So I guess this is open to the chat because Flo wants me to tell you guys. So on the 19th, we are, since COVID is, I don't want to say COVID is over because, I don't want my YouTube page to get shut down. COVID has kind of calmed down. The numbers are down. We're all planning a little get together to have some beers and some wings and, talk a little football, get together. Yep. Robin knows what I'm talking about to just get together, just hang out. Cause we've all been kind of hanging out through Zooms and StreamYards and all this. We rarely have a chance to actually hang. So, on the 19th, we're going to be doing that. We haven't decided where yet. It's for whoever's in the South Florida area, by the way. It's going to be up in Broward. I'm down in Dade, but Broward's not, I'm right by the highway. It's not too far of a drive for me. So yeah, we'll put that out. We're going to be meeting. So come join us for a beer. Yes, I'm fading right now. Let's see who else. Please God, let us get a top 5 recruiting class this year. Far shot, but trying to speak it to its existence. Listen. Top 5, top 7 is very realistic if we win those 10 games. And if one of those 10 wins is North Carolina and we win the Coastal, top 5 is very, very, very doable, my friends. We just had back-to-back, I'll call them borderline top 10 recruiting classes because they were like 11 and 12 back-to-back. And we haven't done that in a while because back in the Shannon and Golden days, we'd get a number 8 recruiting class and then a number 23 recruiting class, and then a 15 and then a 21. It was like we couldn't stack them in a row. If we can get 3 in a row, 12, 11, and like a 6, those 3 classes in a row, that is, I don't care how bad your coaching is, it's gonna make a difference on the field. So yeah, awesome. Good food. Yeah, hopefully wherever we're going, there's going to be good food. So yeah, guys, I'll be on like 5 more minutes maybe. So if you got any more questions for me or comments, please get them in now. Big recruiting weekend for Miami. I'm very excited of I'm going to be by my phone, kind of, just waiting for Twitter updates and, on our Discord chat and all that. Let's see. Flo, you have a limit of peeps. I don't know. Flo hasn't really said. So a lot of the people in the chat and the Discord aren't in Miami, so we know it's probably not going to be a crap ton of people. But Flo, if you have like a limit, let them know, because that could get pretty crazy. Let's see. If we beat or stay close with Bama and win out, everything else will land a monster class. But if we get smashed by both Bama and UNC and lose the bowl game, it's going to be tough for pool recruits. Yeah. If that scenario happens, which, I hope not. If that scenario happens and we just have like a 9-3, 9-4 season, we lose the bowl game again, kind of a repeat of last year, basically. Yeah, we're going to get like maybe a top 15 class, maybe. I think we'll still get good recruits, but we'll miss out on the Armellas, and we'll probably miss out on Wesley. You gotta win. But if the good scenario happens, like you're saying, if let's say we stay close with Bama, right? If we beat Bama, I mean, forget it. Like we could get the #1 class, because I think they'll be on a high that will last the rest of the season, and they're going to be tough to beat, because that they'll hit a new level of confidence as a team. I think not cockiness; it'll be confidence, a new level of belief. But let's say we stay close with Bama, and we go 11-1. Our one loss is Bama by like 14, 17 points or something. Yeah, definitely top 5 class. I don't see how you announce how you ignore Miami at that point. If you're a fan, come on down. There's your answer, man. No restrictions. Chris Graves just got his 4th star. Well deserved. I don't know how he was a 3-star. Yo, John, how's everybody doing? Here with my Canes fam. What's up, Greg? Boat Campers and Plantation, 7 p.m. Okay, so there's the date, time, and place. June 19th, 7 p.m. at Boat Campers. Most of us from now I would say like half of us from the U Network on YouTube are going to be there, because some of us are not in Miami. I'll likely be there. Flo will be there. I don't know if Brad's making the drive down. Max, if you're willing to make the flight down, that'd be cool. And you guys, if any of the fans are in the area, please come down, have a beer with us. We waiting on Lee's 4-star. Yeah, I'm again. A lot of these guys are gonna get re-rated and reevaluated for sure. So don't worry. Would you take their friend that committed from Georgia that wants to play? Oh, that's the other 5-star recruit that just decommitted from Georgia. I wrote his name. Oh, Dayon Bouye. Is that how I pronounce it? I probably just butchered it. But yeah, that is a 5-star athlete. So I think he plays both sides of the ball, but he's mostly a corner, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, any 5-star is a take. Nowadays, the way they evaluate guys, it's not. Again, star rating is not the end all be all, because we were just talking, how is Quan Lee not a 4-star? I don't know. But if you're a 5-star, chances are you're a stud. I will take you on my team. That's just me as a fan. Let's say, Randy's up in Wisconsin. Hey, make the flight down if you want. You're very welcome. Steve-O. Is Steve-O in the chat? Oh, Steve-O. Steve-O is local. Yes, he is in South Florida. That's right. All right, guys. Almost 8 o'clock. I think I'm going to stop it there. Thank you guys for being on the chat and, messing around with me for an hour. Always appreciate it. Always love talking to you guys. I mean, I can talk Canes football for hours, but today's kind of a weird day. It was a long day at work. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to call it here. So if any of those guys show commit. If any of the guys on the show tonight commit, I'll buy the first round. Yeah, I was just going to say Canes Insight, 9 p.m. Eastern. They're going to have some good guests, so tune in for that. I'm going to log off now, give you guys a little hour break, and tune into Canes Insight at 9. Until then, boys, thank you guys for coming on. As always, it's all about that U. Go Canes. Have a good night, guys.